I got a rambling on my mind. Well, I got rambling on my mind. Used to leave my baby, but she treats me so unkind. I got mean things, I got mean things on my mind. Little girl, I got mean things on my mind. Still leave my baby, yeah, but she treats me so unkind, yeah. But she treats me so unkind. I got a rambling on my mind. I got rambling on my mind. They still leave my baby, but she treats me so unkind.
Another great recording from 10 years ago at the world-famous EKO Studios, one of the Long Island Blues Warehouse shows we did 10 years ago with the Frank and Kerry Coalition. No, that was the Kerry Kearney show. Forgive me. That was the Kerry Kearney show. How we doing, everybody? It's Mark Klein. Welcome to another EKO Cares concert series as we raise money for musicians on Long Island in need. Musicians that are struggling financially due to this horrible, obnoxious pandemic known as the coronavirus. So many musicians we know that are suffering worse than anyone's really aware. There are so many situations with musicians that are borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, having trouble keeping their lights on, putting food on the table, feeding their families. This is a real problem with local musicians on Long Island. EKO Studios and myself have teamed up for a great project as we help our own, helping fellow musicians in need. We've got some great musicians on this stage, some world-class performers that are going to help us continue our cause to raise money for musicians on Long Island. Please, if you feel it in your heart and you enjoy what we're doing tonight, take out a credit card, go to the link, and donate what you can. I don't care if it's $10. I don't care if it's $18,000. Whatever you can afford and you feel it in your heart. If it's $10, if it's $25, $50, I don't care. It all adds up. It all helps our cause. We got some great entertainment with you. Grab a cocktail, grab a beer. Do what you got to do to relax for the hour that lies ahead. And ladies and gentlemen, featuring Mario Staiano, we've got the Frank and Kerry Coalition. Let's do it, guys.
Good, cool, man. All right, Frank. Yeah.
Gypsy woman told me that you're your mother's bad luck child. Gypsy woman told me that you're your mother's bad luck child. Things are all right now, sure gonna be some trouble after a while. Went down to the gypsy woman, get my fortune told. She said, boy, you better run out, look through your keyhole. Gypsy woman told me that you're your mother's bad luck child. Things are all right now, sure gonna be some trouble after a while. Come on, Kerry, give me one. Well, I remember what that gypsy woman said. I looked through my keyhole and saw another man in my bed. Gypsy woman told me that you're your mother's bad luck child. Things are all right now, sure gonna be some trouble after a while. things are all right now. Sure gonna be some trouble after a while.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. A little bit of the blues going on. Everybody out there, you want to jam with us? Is in C. Here we go. That's right, buddy. Back at Echo, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Yeah, man. time to time to roam. Give me my boots, baby. You know it's time to roam. Yeah. I ain't going nowhere, baby. You know, but I ain't going home. Oh, hand me my baby. You know I gotta clean up now. Give me my mop, baby. You know it's time to clean up now. You know I love you, darling. You know I love you then and now. Frank now. Oh yeah. Baby, you know it's time to roam. Give me my boots, baby. You know it's time to roam. I'm gonna see you, my sweet darling. I'm gonna see you when I get home. Oh, baby, one more time before I get up.
Oh, yeah. 3 world-class musicians, Long Island musicians on this stage. Featuring Mario Staiano. On the skins over there, we've got the Frank and Kerry Coalition. Frank Latorre and Kerry Kearney, Long Island's own. 3 world-class musicians I mentioned. These guys don't really like to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it for a minute. Mario Staiano. So everybody knows Friday mornings, I do my Blues Warehouse show on 90.1 FM. Friday mornings from 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday mornings from 9 a.m. to 11, Mario is live on WUSB 90.1 FM with Danny Keene. With Danny Keene doing more cowbell blues show. You don't have a mic, just smile and wave. I don't know why we didn't set you up with one, but I'm going to walk over later with my mic and we'll share it. Frank Latorre, I don't know why he doesn't like to talk about it. It's one of the coolest things ever. Did the last 2 albums with Johnny Winter before we lost Johnny Winter. Pretty cool. Amazing harp player, amazing singer, guitar player, songwriter, and an amazing painter. Frank, can we talk about that? Okay. And some of the better Italian restaurants across Long Island, you'll see murals painted by Long Island's own Frank Latorre. So I had to make a mention of that. And Kerry Kearney to my immediate left. Let me see where to begin with him. He's been playing out of the womb, basically, but he's well known for his, I don't remember how many years it was you played from Jefferson Airplane with Mr. Marty Ballins. How many years did you play with Marty?
Oh, about 5.
5 years. From what time frame are we talking?
From like 98 to like 92. No, I'm sorry. 88 to about 90.
You went backwards there on the old clock.
I go backwards on my beard.
I understand. I understand. And you had this beautiful blonde curly hair back in those days.
It was, yes. It was
and you sound just as good today as you did then, if I may say. How did you get involved in playing with Marty from Jefferson Airplane? Let me ask you that real fast.
I was playing with a band back here, and a friend of ours was a manager, like a roadie type manager, like a road manager. I'm sorry, and he took us out there to do a Palace of Fine Arts gig at the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco.
Okay.
And it was a Toys for Tots benefit, and they were playing, and we were the opening band. So we played our set, ding 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 ding, and he came up to me afterwards and said, "Wow, that's really really great." And I thought he was just being nice. So about a year later, actually, after that, a friend of mine called me and said, "Listen, why don't you just come out?" I was having a kind of a bad time back here. He said, "Come out and just hang out for a little while, and just like for about a week or so, just get your stuff on a plane." So I went out there, and he called Marty. He said, "Listen, that guy is here. You like the way he played?" And so he came over, and we played, we jammed. I said, "If I come back tomorrow, can we do some more stuff?" So anyway, so it was a big old church called the Church of San Anselmo. It's in San Anselmo, a little north of San Francisco. And he owned the church, actually. It's a big rehearsal place. Anyway, so he came back the next day, and he had all these sheets that are all like handwritten from like the 60s and from the airplane days, the Starship days. And so I knew a lot of tunes anyway, so we're playing with him. And after that we had a cup of coffee, and he said, "Listen, I'm going on tour for like 3 months. Do you want to come?" And I was ready to go into the academy, the police academy back here. And I ended up calling back and saying, "I'm coming home, and I'm going to get my stuff. And I'm coming home, I've done my time." And that was it. I left. I didn't come home for 5 years.
All she wrote, huh?
Yeah.
God bless, man. God bless. Good timing is everything, I guess, huh? Good timing for you.
It was good timing.
Good timing and a good time on the road playing with them, I imagine.
It was fun.
Did you play the country or did you play around the world with them?
Well, we went to...
How far did the tour extend?
We went to Germany, we went to Russia. We went to Russia when it was still communist, actually.
I see.
That was pretty wild. We played Moscow when it was Leningrad at the time. That was pretty wild. That was really good. All over the country. I played every big city, pretty much all over the whole states. And what's funny is playing... I don't remember the playing part of it, but I do remember being like in the towns and the people and stuff and the restaurants.
That you remember.
I remember the food.
I can understand. Do you remember the women?
I don't remember anything these days. You know what? I just turned 60 recently, so.
Watch it.
I don't remember anything.
Okay.
Am I changing the subject?
Well done, my man. Well done. Master slide guitar player on the stage, Mr. Kerry Kearney. Frank, you're a guy that, since I know you, 25, 28, 30 years, I don't really want to talk. I just want to play. Don't ask me questions. I imagine you're the same way today?
No speak of English.
No speak of the English? Can we talk about Johnny Winter for a minute? Sure. Would that be all right? Sure, yeah. Being that that's quite a mark on your resume. You've got a lot of incredible marks on your resume, but that's a big one for you, man, and it's something I'm proud of. You played on Johnny Winter's last 2 albums before we lost that man. How'd you cross paths with him? Please share with us briefly how you got to play with Johnny Winter and be a part of his last 2 albums?
They needed a harmonica player to do some test tracks for his new concept on records. So Mike DeMeo,
great keyboard player here on Long Island.
Yeah, recommended me, and Bobby Rondinelli recommended
great drummer on Long Island.
To them. Paul Nelson was like looking for a harmonica player, and they both recommended me like in 2 different things.
Paul Nelson was like Johnny's band director? Would you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was actually down in Memphis with Kerry when I got the call, and they said, "Could you come up tonight?" And I said, "No, can't come up tonight, but I can. Might be leaving tomorrow." And
He said no to Johnny Winter.
well, I was in Memphis, and Kerry had all my harmonicas in his car because he drove them up.
Okay.
If you remember. So
That's
when
right,
I got
that's
to New York, I didn't have any harmonicas there. They were all, ones that had a bad note or something in there.
So what'd you do?
So I used those, and I went up and I did to the Carriage House studio, and we did a few.
Connecticut?
Yeah, really neat place. And then Johnny came into the studio and he said, "Who's that harp player?" He heard me playing, and I got a call about 2 weeks later because what I was doing up there was just the test tracks because they were going to use like famous people on the record. And they gave me a call and they said, "Do you have any credits? Did you play with anybody? Johnny wants to know." And I said, "Well, I played with like Sam Taylor and when I was down in Louisiana with Rafe O'Neill and people like that, but
sure,
nobody mainstreaming that drama." So Johnny, Johnny said they're going to know you now. They're going to use one of the test tracks I did for Mojo working. So it was.
And the rest is history.
And then I did a bunch of gigs with them.
Johnny played his 70th birthday party at B.B. King's in New York City. Were you there for that?
I shot him with the confetti cannon.
You did?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry I didn't make that. I'm kicking myself that I never made that show. But I've heard a lot of good things.
That was fun. I played with Debbie Davis. And,
Debbie Davies, sure.
Joe was Walker. Papa Chubby was there. A bunch of people came down for his 70th. And,
Very cool. Very cool.
You know, Frank and I did a show with Joe Louis Walker at the Bolton Center,
Bayshore.
Bayshore, and it was
was
Jay
great.
Giles played with us.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Giles was on the show too. It was
Yeah.
really wild.
Yeah.
Real nice guy. Real nice.
Yeah,
very, very,
Denver a
very
bunch.
humble
You
guy.
guys have done a lot of cool things over the years. We've got 3 monster performers on the stage.
The best was with Mario though.
Mario doesn't have a mic. Let me hand Mario my mic here. How we doing, Mario Stiano?
If I didn't care, I always wanted a mic. I first met BB at the Red Bank Theater. I was playing with some guys from Asbury Park. The Last Chance Blues Band. No, that was another band.
That was a Long Island band
Yeah, they.
with
they
Steve
all-
Cochran.
We don't remember anything.
They all
So I'm
come
hearing.
together. And anyway, that's the first time.
Closer
I-
on that mic, my man.
That's the first time I met BB, and he was so gracious. After we did the opening set, his drummer let me use his drums. After we did our opening set, he had me in his dressing room, and he was just a fantastic human being. You could tell he just loved being there. You know, that was his whole life.
While we're talking about B.B. King, first interview I ever got to do 26 years ago backstage at Westbury Music Fair. I'm on the radio 1 week, B.B. King.
Yeah.
I'm shaking, I'm like this, and he walks in from behind and puts his hand on my shoulder and says, "Son, relax, it's just 2 guys talking."
He has a way of making.
I said,
you feel
"BB, I appreciate that, but I've been on the radio 1 week, and you are my very first interview ever." And he says, "Just ask me a question, and I'll answer it, and it's just 2 guys talking." And I got through my first interview ever with B.B. King. My voice had a shake in it, so nervous. When he passed away about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I swore I'd never play that interview again. But when he died, I had to play it, and you could hear the nervousness in my voice at WUSB at 90.1 FM. And I was a wreck, but that's just the kind of guy he was.
Well,
so.
just being in his presence was.
And being
incredible thing.
10 minutes on the radio my whole life.
Yeah, you know.
Way to start my career
That's
with
the way to
interviews.
do it. Just jump in.
We're going to get back to some music. And while you're listening to these great stories, there's one more thing I want to have Mario share with us. Then we're going to get back to some music. I do want to remind you, please, click the link. We're here ultimately raising money for musicians on Long Island struggling. That's what we're doing here tonight and every Friday night at 8 p.m. Click the link. I don't care if you donate $10, $20, $50, whatever you feel in your heart, you can donate. Please do so. That's what we're doing here tonight, help the musicians struggling on Long Island. Mario, real quick, how long did you play, and how'd you get the opportunity to play with Kim Simmons and Savoy Brown?
Oh
Please.
man, that's an incredible story. Actually, I was playing with Sam Taylor for
Sam Bluesman Taylor,
At
Long
least-
Island's own.
over a decade. It was over 10 years. We did 5 or 6 records together. Records. Didn't they still call them records?
Albums.
Albums. Anyway, and a few European records. And Jerry Sorrentino was
Great bass player on Long Island.
one of the first. I took him on his first session. He still rags on me for it. He said I was on his case the whole time. He was only 17, but so that's how long I've known him. I got a call. He said Kim needed a drummer, and he wanted me to go up to Syracuse where he was. So I went up there, and of course he was a road warrior as far as I was concerned. He was always my hero, and we just got down and jammed, and the next thing I know, we were in Michigan, playing our first show, and I was with him for about 6 years, I guess. And,
You sure were, man. You and Jerry.
yeah, it was really an experience. He was really influential. You know, he was.
A few years ago, he played at the Great South Bay Music Festival on Long Island.
Yes.
Did you play with him
yeah,
then?
I played with him.
I got to bring you guys on stage. I forgot who his band was at the time. I guess it was you and Jerry.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that was an interesting thing because Jerry had just gotten. He had heart surgery. He had bypass
Yes.
surgery, and we used Larry. Oh, please. Yeah.
It was Riverhead, yeah.
Larry. Oh, Larry, please forgive me. I've only known him. Big man.
Storch.
Help me. Who?
Larry the Big Man. Can we just call him that?
No, oh man, I owe you one, Larry. In any event, he wound up sitting in and did a great job. But we did miss Jerry, you know.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
It was just a great experience all around.
Mario Staiano back there on the drum kit, or should I say
My snare drum.
the snare back there today,
I'm one drum tonight.
adding a great dynamic to this project. Should we keep it moving, guys? Can we get back to some tunes? Folks, click that link. Donate whatever you can. We're helping musicians on Long Island in need that are struggling financially. Let's keep it moving. Featuring Mario Staiano, we've got Kerry Kearney and Frank Latorre, Long Island's own.
Woke up this morning, baby, looked for my shoes. You know I had a case of those mean old walking blues. Woke up this morning, looked around for my shoes. You know I had a case of those mean old walking blues. Well, the people tell me that them blues ain't bad. Worst I'm feeling that I ever had. People tell me, you know them walking blues ain't bad. Just the worst I'm feeling that I ever had. Minutes seem like hours, hours seem like days. Since my baby started low down ways. Minutes seem like hours and hours seem like days. Since my woman started low down ways. Love you, baby, all my heart. Every time make my bed. You know them walking blues ain't bad. Worst I'm feeling that I ever had. Come on, Kerry, give me a little man. I woke up this morning and looked for my shoes. You know I got a case of those mean old walking blues. Woke up this morning, babe, looked around for my shoes. Had me a case of them old mean old walking blues.
Yeehaw! This beard is bushy. Anybody got a razor? All right, it's a little New Orleans. It was just Fat Tuesday a couple of weeks ago. And here we go. Well, give me my rice, my red beans. Give me my poor boy, my lot of dreams. Down in New Orleans. Down in New Orleans. Down in New Orleans. Les bon temps. The good times are all. Got my mojo hand, my voodoo doll. Marching Saints, yeah, Marie Latorre. Down in New Orleans. Down in New Orleans. Down in New Orleans. Les bon temps, really. Ah, Frank, here we go, yeah, a little more. Mississippi's moving fast as hell. Down in New Orleans. Down in New Orleans, baby. Down in New Orleans. There's a le bon temps roulé. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Long Island's own, featuring Mario Staiano. We got Frank Latorre and Kerry Kearney. Great job, guys. Down in New Orleans, that's a great tune. That's a toe tapper, if I may say. Kerry, while I'm looking at you and I'm holding scissors in my hand, you asked for a razor before. Mm-hmm. My 13-year-old niece just said, if I can cut off your ponytail, she'll donate what's in her piggy bank to our cause today. $16 and change.
Really?
Good job, Mario. Is that all right?
He put me on a spot. I tell you what, I'll do that.
You'll do that?
I have to go to when I go to a barber, I'll take it off and I'll give it to you.
I would, honestly, seriously, I'd rather see you donate.
You're going to cut my hair. You're off your rocker.
I'd rather see you donate it for Locks for Love, for
I will.
kids with cancer,
Yeah.
for another organization. I want to thank Mario Staiano on the drums. Great job, Mario. A fellow WUSB radio DJ. Good to have you on the stage, my man. Far to the left over there, we got to say thank you to Long Island's own Frank Latorre. Thank you so much, Frank.
My pleasure.
And we got to thank Long Island's own Kerry Kearney. 3 master blues artists on this stage tonight, and we thank you guys so much. Folks, we're here raising money for musicians on Long Island. If you can't donate money by clicking the link and putting a credit card in and donating, please share the link. Please share the video. And you're doing your part for helping us out as we're helping musicians on Long Island. Mario Staiano, Frank Latorre, Kerry Kearney. Great job, guys. You're going to play us out. Kerry, what are we doing last?
We're gonna do a little Statesboro.
Statesboro Blues?
Kind of like
Blind Willie McTell?
in the McTell feel. Yeah, I think so.
A McTell-esque with a little Kerry and Frank thrown in there for good measure?
More McTell-ish.
I'm looking forward to it. You good to go?
Good.
One more time, featuring Mario Staiano, Frank Latorre, Kerry Kearney. Thank you, fellas. Let's do it.
Well, wake up, mama. Turn your lamp down low. Yeah, wake up, sweet mama, yeah. Turn your lamp down low. You got some nerve. Turn a good job from your door. Well, I woke up this morning, I've been Statesboro Blues. Well, I woke up this morning, baby, I've been Statesboro Blues. Well, Grandma seemed to have them, Grandpa seemed to have them too. Yeah.